Actually, I'm recording. Let me see real quick. Alright, it looks like we're good. So, as you guys can see, I got hands in. Pretty happy with that. Guns. Got particles, bullet holes, little sparks that fly. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Got that working pretty seamlessly. I took out the trigger grip on guns so that you can reload with trigger without accidentally swapping guns. So grip is pick up for weapons. Trigger R grip picks up clips. Fix some bugs with, clip ejection. So they were just chilling in the level randomly based on how I was destroying them. That's fixed. Got this nice little startup sound when the sun comes up. This is a lot easier now. So, should see that. Your belt area is pushed forward a little bit, so you should have some more room to store things. I do have to fix this because if I squat, you see the weapons will come into your face, and that's a side effect of something else that I've recently added in that I'm going to show you. I do have recharging in on all the guns, so that's working. And it seems to be working pretty good. AK, I think, is the only one that sometimes is a little hard to find, but I'll keep tweaking that and make sure that it gets the way that it needs to be. Replication is in for multiplayer. This kind of stuff is pretty simple. It just works. The destruction of the wall is replicated as well. Food doesn't sound funny when you eat it now. It's server-side authoritative, so it plays. Flashlights are now replicated. This button now pauses the sun, so if I hit it and I turn it off, it goes to noon. But instead of starting over, it starts right back off where it left off at. So it's a little delayed. It's a 5-second delay. And then, yeah, it just starts right back where it was at. Fires are now replicated. And actually, before it gets dark, I'm going to show you guys this. So, let me turn this around. Yeah, that'll do. So I finally did get this in now. Be patient with me. It's kind of rough because I had some hell with it, with the but I reverted back to a previous version, and I think I finally got everything working. So, full body IK is in. I have some positioning to fix. The effectors seem to be a little bit different in this version than the editor I was working in. I also have a parenting issue, apparently now, because of the weapons thing here and the body. I'm supposed to be moving my legs when I walk around, like freely in VR, but I don't. Now, if I move like this with the thumbstick or whatever, then the animations work. But my head is resolving correctly. Hands seem to be good. Position seems okay. I need to rotate the hands based on what I'm grabbing so it grabs it correctly. Dual grip. Whenever you turn and face, if I look over, it seems to be okay. Um, there is a slight twist in the shoulders that is picked up separately. I like that. So you can look this way and still twist your shoulders a little bit. As soon as I get the feet acting right with the HMD. Oh yeah, by the way, nice little squat. So I got some tweaking on it, but it's coming along. Let me see. It's so weird to see this. You want to? So, yeah, campfires are now in for multiplayer. Which I just dropped it, but and they're replicated, so they will see the campfire on the other side, even if they spawn in late, because I'm rep notifying the state, so it's consistent now. Most of the weapons have haptics now, and it's client side, so it's no longer replicating out. For whatever reason, I had this bug where you could feel haptic effects in your controller from other people. I'm not sure if you guys can see the red in there, but I don't know which eye, but I'll look at both. So here's the left eye, here's the right eye. My last video, I didn't get to show that very well, but that's a really good sight. Lighters are replicated. There is a bug on the client where sometimes it won't light. I'm gonna work that out. But the lid logic and everything should be working. I think what's going on with the replication is the lid logic is telling the client that it's shouldn't be able to be lit because the lid's closed, and the server's saying, the server's saying it can't be lit because the lid's closed, but the client, it looks like the lid is open. So I'm gonna figure that out, get that fixed. Sound and flames are on the fire now, and networking have a nice little tick effect on the flashlights now. I toned them down a lot. Speaking of, let me go turn the lights back off. Used to, they were overpowering everything, right? So you were getting this really heavy duty washed out look, which it doesn't do that anymore. As you can see, nothing is really washed out anymore. And since the sun's going down, you'll be able to get a good feel for that. So the distance has suffered a little bit, with Unreal Engine lights, directional lights, you lose some distance when you turn the intensity back because it's based on lumens. But I'm pretty happy with where I am. It's kind of a nice little middle ground. I have the nice center beam and then the wider beam, which it simulates that small beam hitting in a further distance, and then the wider beam is just kind of to illuminate the area so you can see. You can't independently control the distance, so it's really two directional lights, and the center one's not casting a shadow, only the outside one, which my hand doesn't cast shadows because of other reasons, but you get the gist. The center one's not doing anything as far as shadow. It's just the outside, and that's performance saving. So, but yeah, it's getting pretty dark. So you can see the distance off over there where it's pitch black now. Flashlight on, you can see where the light's affecting it. It's not super, super, super bright, but it's enough to give a fairly decent effect, and I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I wish the range was a little better, but it's not too bad. It definitely makes things up close not so washed out. Oh yeah. So I'm doing something with physics on these cabinets where items can kind of collide with them, right? And it can get a little janky sometimes. It needs food. I do have this one, these drawers. I have that fixed so you can't accidentally hit them, so I'm gonna probably fix these up to where they're the same way. They can't be affected by objects, so you're not accidentally hitting them. Which it looks like the sun's coming back up, so, but I'm pretty stoked that I finally got that IK system in. Oh yeah, I shrank the names above your head too, and I might end up lowering it a little bit. Or I might end up with like a circular thing on the ground instead of putting player names above their head. I don't really know how I'm gonna do that yet, but probably gonna do something with it. And there's that music. So when that music plays, it's sunrise. Sun should be coming up, and I'll probably leave that in at a fairly low level because it kind of adds this feel to this survival type thing, and it's pretty neat to hear the guitar kick in and see the sun rays start to shine at the same time. I took the post-processing off the sun, so there's rays there. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you guys about this. Your hands, light shines through them, so there's a little bit of translucency in your hand because a lot of people, they like that immersion, and I just thought it was a cool effect. Depending on how hard it hits, I might take it out later, but for now I'm leaving it in. I think it's awesome. I think in my last video, which I don't have a gun on me, let me grab some ammo. I posted on okay, it should be full. I'll grab a grenade too while I'm at it. In my last video, or previously, I posted in the work in progress section, and I was like, well, I had to strip physical animations out of the zombies, right? Well, I figured out the bug there too, and as you can see, they're back in. So when the zombies react to physics again, so all that is back in. working. Um, I have zombie kills in on grenade tosses too. So let's wait for one to spawn back up, and we'll go ahead and hit him. Boom. So I do have that in. Um, I have most of the collision issues fixed with the car. I know the car can kind of bug out sometimes, and me and uh, one of the new testers that came around, um, well, as you can see, I'm in here and there's no problem. But the bats, right? They're a parent and child class, but I'm gonna have to read through the logs because something is happening. Uh, Only on the clients, and it's probably because of an owner issue or something. But see, they don't collide on the server, which is the way they're supposed to be. Collision is off. Um, but randomly, if a client picks up a bat and hits the car, it'll collide with it, which is weird because I've never heard of anything where collision can be one way for the server and not the same way for a client. That's weird. But I guess that's something they have. Um, I have this generic sound effect for the axe, like you're hitting a zombie with it. Um, so and that'll be tweaked as I add physical materials in that will sound a little different. So this won't sound like you're hitting some flesh with it. I do have dual grips in. Crap. I have dual grips in, right? For the axe. Haptics is in. Um, I think you can stick to your shoulders now. So, and this system's probably going to change too. So, um, it does look really cool. You know, walking around with the axe on your back, which I can't really turn and see it, but I don't even think I can grab it right now. Where's my axe? I look funny trying to get this thing off my back. There we go. So, you know, I have some solver issues. It's like, your arm's not supposed to bend that way, but my hand's not correct either. My hand's over rotated for the controller. So, reaching up over your shoulders. I'm probably gonna add an effector on my elbow. So when I reach up over my shoulder, it'll look more like that, where your elbow, and looks like stays out to the side and doesn't do that. Go all chicken wang. Bop. Uh, well, it acted right there. I don't, there we go. Wait, just trying to get a feel for where I need my constraints. Chicken wing pop. It's so funny. So yeah, I'll tweak the IK system a little bit. I changed the way ammo works. Most things that spawn now will only simulate physics for a little while before basically not simulating. Um, so I probably need to do the same thing when I drop something. If I drop this gun, it's simulating now. But I probably need to put a delay timer on everything that you drop to take away the CPU usage for physics after something settles. Which this one should be simulating. So there's that. The only thing that I'm not going to be able to not like turn simulation off on is items inside of drawers that spawn inside of drawers that you can open and move, because you don't want those items stuck. You want them to follow the container. So there is that. Yep. And you can put the pin back in, and it won't explode if you throw it. But yeah. But that's what I got so far, guys. This builds up on Steam. Won't be too long, and I'll be working on the neighborhood map. So that'll be pushed out pretty soon, and I'll probably end up converting this into kind of a tutorial area so people learn how to deal with vehicles and interact with stuff. Um, you know, it'll probably change up a little bit, but y'all have a good one.